Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be decluttering my larger eyeshadow palettes. If you guys didn't see my last two decluttering, I just decluttered my singles and my mini eyeshadow palettes. I'll put a card over here if you guys want to check that out. I'll also leave the link to my decluttering videos down below if you guys want to see those as well. So let's go ahead and get started because I am totally dreading this declutter. I was very ruthless with my singles and my minis because I knew I was going to hold on to a ton of these guys, and to be honest with you, I don't even want to get rid of one of them. I mean, I love all of these larger eyeshadow palettes. I have really dwindled down my collection in the past couple of years and have not bought any new eyeshadow palette. So this is technically all the palettes that I really love. There definitely are some out there that I want, but I'm really trying hard to get through these palettes before purchasing any new one, because you guys know these all have expiration dates on it. Whether or not you guys keep them around after that expiration date, they still technically are expired makeup. You'll see a lot of my makeup palettes and all of my makeup, a lot of times when I open them up, I actually date when I opened it, or I have the expiration date on here. So I opened this up because I got it around Christmas time. Yeah, Christmas of 2013. I wrote that it expired in Christmas 2015, but technically, I mean, the little expiration here says 12 months, so technically it expired in 2014. I rounded up to a year to keep this a year after the expiration date, and guys, I mean, I've had this since December of 2013, and look at, I mean, it looks like almost a brand new palette, barely touched. The top two here are the ones that I actually use the most. I do like the powdered sugar here, and look, I mean, it still feels nice and creamy. It definitely is losing pigmentation though. I can tell. I usually use that for my brow bone or in between my eyes for like an extra little highlight. Oh, and Snow Angel as well. I do the same with that because it definitely has a little bit more color. So yeah, that one still has color. So I'm just not willing to let go of this yet, even though it is so old. I still want to use it, at least use my favorites up. I probably will not do like pan that palettes or anything like that because I really don't do like any like crazy eye looks anymore. I really like to just stick with what I like and what looks good on me. So I'm going to go ahead and hold this guy. Again, I'm not going to be ordering any, especially of these larger like Christmas palettes. I used to order at least one every single year. That's why I have a couple here. But I realized, like, I mean, the Joy to the Girls, you guys saw, barely touched it, because then I get a new one and then I start playing with that. And again, look at this guy. This one looks like completely untouched as well. To be honest with you, I bought this because of this cute little insert here. It's a Tarte little compact, so you can put in the little palette, so you can pop these guys out and put the palette inside. I've never done that, so I bought it because of this and never even did it. I usually just keep this on display in my room because it looks so adorable. I do use these, you guys can see. I would say this one is definitely my favorite because it has all of my favorite nudes on here, but I do like these other shades here. This one is gorgeous. I like these like orange shades on my eyelids as well. I did keep the plastic film here because it does have all of the names on it, so I think that that is really nice and useful. It's not as useful if you take it out and put it to go and then you like mix the order up of things, but I think on the reverse side, I could be wrong, but oh yeah, it doesn't have it. So I could have these totally out of order and not even know. That is hilarious. So I won't tell you any of the names here. All right, so I am going to keep that along with my other Christmas palette here. When did I get this? I don't know if I have a date on here, but you know, Christmas of one of the last couple of years. So this one is the Everything Nice palette from Too Faced. So this one has a ton of shadows here. I would say out of the 3 eyeshadow like Christmas palettes, this one definitely is my favorite, so I am going to hold on to it. again, this is probably expired also. How long did this one say? A year as well. So maybe not as long as the other two, but definitely up there. This one also comes with 2 blushes, a bronzer, and a highlight, and then some fun little tools which I actually never use here. Sometimes I actually grab this out to do a little bit of the highlight as well, but a lot of times I've already done my face by the time I've actually opened up my eyeshadow, so these tend to get neglected. If I could like cut this in half and give it away, I would definitely do that, but that would be kind of silly because then I can't keep these safe. So I definitely love this palette. It's no regret of mine. This one's called Marvelous. It is so pretty, especially if you spray your brush with like a setting spray and then put that on the eyelid. I mean, look at how gorgeous, shimmery, colory that looks. I just love it. So yeah, definitely holding on to this guy. I guess that's no surprise. The 3 large like Christmas shadows. I definitely will not be getting any more Christmas palettes unless somebody gives them as a gift. All right, let's move along to this guy. Now this one I believe I got in a Pop Sugar must-have box. It's from Pixie Beauty and it's called the Book of Beauty. This is actually an eyeshadow, blush, and like highlighter and bronzer palette. I just didn't put it in my like mini palette, so I thought I'd do that now. So it has the 2 eyeshadows here that are matte, and then 2 shimmers, blush, bronzer, and then the 2 highlighters there. You guys, I don't even think I use this. It looks like completely brand new. I may have like dipped a brush in this darker brown section here, but I'm definitely going to pass this along because it's so brand new. I bet I can give this away to one of my friends or family and they can get some love out of this because I obviously have too much stuff going on over here. So yay, at least I got one decluttered so far, even though it is beautiful and I definitely want to keep it. It is going to somebody else. So all right, let's move on to Stila. I actually have 2 Stila eyeshadow palettes. This one here is called Luxe Eyeshadow Palette. It is so pretty. Look, you guys can see it is very shimmery. And then it comes with 9 eyeshadow shades here. So the matte shades up top and then 6 shimmers down here. This one you guys can see is like almost empty. I mean, it's definitely hit pan and it is definitely going. This one's also hit pan. These obviously are the 2 that I use the most. I also use the silk one here, which is gorgeous as well. Let's go ahead and swatch this one for you. Yeah, see, it has that really nice like caramel color that I think looks so nice on my eyelid. So I'm definitely going to keep this guy. I don't use any of these ones. I do try and blend this one in a little bit, but like I said, I'm not a big fan of these dark colors. It also comes with an eyeshadow pencil. Now, if I'm not using a liquid eyeliner pencil, then I love these Stila ones. They are really nice and creamy. This one has been sitting for a bit, but it is gorgeous. It's like a purple color, but this one glides really nice on the eye. So I'll go ahead and keep this guy. I think I will actually pull this out though, because it does seem like it needs to get used up really soon. All right, the other Stila palette I have is In the Know, and this one, it's just so pretty. It's actually all matte eyeshadows. I love it, but I really like to have a little bit of shimmer in there, so I tend to not grab this guy. This one is definitely my favorite color. What is this called? Fire. Oh my gosh, yes. And it is that like gorgeous caramel color that I like. Even has a little bit more orange tone to it. Oh, it's going to be so hard for me to get rid of this palette, but that's like the only shade that I use in here, and everything else I tend to not use. So, all right, I lost my camera there for a moment. So I did just swatch this, and it is still really nice and creamy, and actually a lot creamier than the other one. So I'm going to put this one aside though to make sure that I use it up. Like I said, this is like my favorite eyeliner pencil because they're just so creamy. So yay! All right, another one down. Definitely like sad about that, but it has to go. Get some love from somewhere else. So these ones are technically, I guess, mini eyeshadow palettes, but they're a lot larger than the other ones that I went through. This one is from M Cosmetics, and it's called Shade Play. Now I think that I got this maybe in a box. No, I think I bought this actually from Birchbox or from Ipsy. Like when I was subscribed to them, they had like deals on there, so I'm pretty sure I bought this. And look at, guys, this one looks completely brand new as well. I don't even think I swatched this guy. I want to keep it, and I definitely want to swatch it to see if it is worth keeping, but since I actually have not grabbed it, I definitely need to let this go. But that looks so gorgeous. It looks like the white shade that I love to put on my eye, but no, I gotta let this one go. So that is 3 down now. Wow, doing a lot better than I actually thought I would. All right, let's go ahead and move on to Too Faced here. This is the Chocolate Bar palette, my absolute favorite, so there's no surprise that I'm going to keep this guy. It is very dirty, you guys can see. I actually taped the little like film that have all of the names on it because it's not on here, so it's like down, so the gilded ganache is up top here, and then the white chocolate, milk chocolate, marzipan is my absolute favorite. These two actually, the salted caramel and marzipan. Let's put this right here. So is that just not so pretty? Can you guys see that? So gorgeous. And then we'll go ahead and do the salted caramel right next to it, because these are the 2 shades that I literally put on my eye like every day. I could probably live with just this palette. So definitely not going to get rid of this guy. All right, so let's go ahead and stick with Too Faced here. So I have the Too Faced Natural Eye palette as well. So pretty, you guys can see. I use this thing to death. This is actually what I take when I travel because it just has all of the shades that I like. So the like brow bone shade up here, my top lid color, blending color, and then these 2 shades are usually what I use the most, but sometimes I use these as well. Sometimes I use Honey Pot as a lid shade and then Push Up as a lid as well. So Erotica and Chocolate Martini don't get used too much, but they are very pretty, and sometimes I just take a tip of the brush and blend it in to the side. So definitely holding on to this guy. Actually, I would love to own all of their little mini palettes because it's just so nice to travel with. So, but I'm not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. All right, next one I have here is from Too Faced as well. Beauty Wishes and Sweet Kisses. Now this also comes with a highlighter here. I believe, I'm not quite sure what that is called. Snow Bunny Bronzer. Very pretty. I love it. I actually, when I did use this, it's more of like a highlighter, I would say. I don't really get much like bronze tone on that, so you can see it's just a light shimmer. I believe that this one is, yeah, Chocolate Soleil. Chocolate Soleil's a little dark for my skin tone. It is very pretty, but I have one like shade that actually looks a little bit better on my skin tone, but I don't know why. It just looks a little bit muddy on my like cheekbone. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass this guy along because I actually have all 3 of those eyeshadow shades in my chocolate bar. Now this is the only thing that I would hold on to this for because it is such a unique like highlighter. Because I actually have the eyeshadow palette here, I just don't think it's good for me to hold this whole set for this highlighter. So this will definitely go to friends and family. I actually know somebody that will love to use this. It did come with a lip gloss here, which I actually finished a long time ago. So yeah, oh my gosh. Okay, I'm already down to 4 eyeshadow palettes. That's better than the 0 that I thought I was going to do. So moving on to the Naked palette. You guys know I am not getting rid of this guy. I don't think I've actually seen a decluttering eyeshadow palette where somebody got rid of their Naked palette. I'm sure it has to have been done, and maybe because it was like years old and they needed to get rid of it, but or it was like empty. I do give this guy a lot of love. You can see divots in every single one of these eyeshadows, even the black one, because I like to use that as like an eyeliner as well. Now this is probably the only palette that I would possibly consider doing a pan that palette, because every single one of these shadows are right up my alley, so I could use this and make it workable even with the last 2 down here, but I don't know if I would actually be able to do it because I don't want to actually see this go. Like I said, once it gets empty I would have to buy another, so I am definitely going to hold on to that guy. Now that does bring me to the Revealed palette here, which is from Coastal Scents. So that is like, this one's kind of like a dupe for the Naked palette. So I have written like all of the names on here that are like the dupes for it. So I just put a piece of washi up top, so that would be like Foxy, Virgin Booty, this one would be Sin, and Naked. And these are all things that like somebody else came up with. So it's not like I just made up a bunch of these eyeshadows. So I did keep the film on here to keep that separated. Now you guys can see I actually did use this quite a bit, but I just don't see the point of keeping this guy, especially when I have the Naked palette here. I know a couple of these are from like the Naked 2 palette as well, which I don't have, and I don't even have 3, which I actually really want. I think 3 more so than 2, but yeah, I definitely will be passing this guy along because it's just not necessary to keep along my collection since I have most of these shadows already. So, wow, is that number 5? Oh my goodness. All right. Last one I have here is from the Balm. This is called Nude Tude. I don't know. I'm tempted to pass this guy along, which is surprising. It just has a lot of shimmer shades in here, and I'm like leaning towards matte shades nowadays. I like to have my lid shade in the middle of the lid, like a shimmer, but that's pretty much about it. Almost everything else I like matte, and this one I think only has 3 matte shades. Maybe that black is matte as well. So 4 matte shades and everything else is shimmer. I do like Standoffish and Selfish here. This is a really nice taupe color. But everything else I pretty much just don't use. Whenever I actually open this up, I have to use another palette with it. So I'm reluctantly going to pass this guy along. I just have so many eyeshadows and palettes right now that I definitely need to like dwindle down my collection in order for me to actually get through all of my palettes. So let's go ahead and grab my decluttering sheet here to see how many I started with. Okay, so in 2015 I started with 9 large eyeshadow palettes. I actually added, so I have 13 that I started with today. And then this column here was actually for 2016, which I didn't actually do a video on. And then this one here is August of 2017. So I am giving away, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 palettes. Oh my goodness, I'm giving 6 away. So that means I am left with 7 eyeshadow palettes. So only a 2 different change from 9, but 6 from 13. I am very proud of that. I think that that is a reasonable number to have, 7 eyeshadow palettes. And you know, hopefully I'll get it down to 1 or 2 of just my favorites. Eventually, I'll get there one of these days. So I hope you guys are enjoying these decluttering videos. If you are, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks again for watching, everyone, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!